Thursday, May 14th. The internet's out, so I'm taking a break. I'm trying to work from home. This scarf that I had it on this table, and the squirrels have gotten into my basil, and two of the plants are dying. But I washed it and needed to hang it up to dry, and I've been watching the wind spin it around here all day long. It's kind of pretty to watch. Chimes have been ringing. It's been cold all week. Haven't been able to get outside till today. And the roses peeking through this view from the patio are real pretty. It's like a little window. I took the tablecloth I had on that table for Mother's Day, since it was cold and rainy, and I brought it in and I draped it over the partition. Here's where I'm trying to work. And I just find great delight in it. It looks so pretty there. So we've been planting the zinnias that we've been growing inside, and I know a lot of people think it's silly to start them inside, but we have found that's what works best, because with all the mulch, they don't seem to grow well if planted the seeds directly in the soil. So what we do is we dig a hole and we put these cups over them. And what the cups do, well, if there were a frost, it would help it. But I think we're well past the frost. It's past Mother's Day. But we have squirrel problems, and the squirrels are watching us when we dig, and they will come and dig these up. And so if we put the little cups over them until they get established, then they make it. And so we've got them all throughout this bed. There's one down in there. I think there's a bunch there. So wherever there's cups, we have some down in here. See, those are the foliage for the surprise lilies that'll die back and be gone. And so then they'll be replaced with the zinnias down in there. And then we had a first set of zinnias that we started inside too early, and we put them outside, and some of them have survived. You see how big they are getting? Hubby put a bunch in the same place, so we had to move them. Like this one was just moved. But you see here, we've got a bunch of zinnias started in this bed as well. Okay, so here's the ones we're still transplanting. And we have this handy dandy tool. This is how we plant them. You just stick it down in there and make a rather large hole. And then you can take one of the zinnias and stick it down in the hole. They're really rather easy to plant. We're putting a bunch in this area because this bed is like a statement area where you can really see it. It's the closest bed to the patio. So I want to put more than we should in this bed. And so that's how we're planting them. In the middle of the bulb, since there's not going to be anything else in this bed. Put one right there for in case these things stop blooming. A row here. It's 8:30 at night and we've run out of daylight, but we put zinnias all throughout all these beds, and we've run out of steam, so the last few we're going to wait to plant till tomorrow. And we had 50 cups, and all those cups plus the ones that we had from previously are used up, so we've planted a lot of zinnias. I think that's what they call a Friday morning gully washer. Seems to be flowing through where the low stones were caught before. I'm out here in my bare feet. Ooh, interesting to see how the water flows. Got our own waterfall. Check it out over here. Still trying to flow through down here and out into the garden, but this is working. We set that up so it would flow over that way. Our zinnias are getting watered. I'm getting soaked. If it were only a little warmer, I could sing and dance in the rain. It's really thick right in here. See? Splash. It's thickest right here. Flowing out of the gutters. In the roof well, that's good news. Sometimes we get drip up there from the gutters, but those are clean, that's good news. I need that warm shower now, I'm soaked. gutters on front of the house flowing well. There on down. The other side of our fence. And the neighbor's yard. Believe it or not, I have seen it much worse than this. Kind of ridiculous, but I have seen it worse than this. May 16th, my grandpa's birthday. Do miss him. It's supposed to rain here again this afternoon, so we're in a hurry to get things mowed. I think this is the 6th, I've lost track now, or 5th mowing since these finished blooming, and they're beginning to die back a little bit. I think I'm going to leave them another week or two. All the zinnias are surviving. The ones that weren't covered were beaten down by the rain, and now he's weed eating out in front. I hope you don't hear that. So definitely the cups definitely help. I'm getting ready to weed and mulch. See, there's some zinnias there. I'm going to move this pot to the back, I decided. These peonies are gorgeous. One iris here. We moved those irises last year, so I'm glad to see they're blooming. Lilies getting tall. I'm gonna have to cut this mint back today. And the spiderwort has gotten so tall, but I love it. And this bed is just getting ready. I love how it comes out of the rocks. This is evening primrose, and it will go for quite a while now. It's just so pretty. And it's just getting started. But you see, got some zinnias down in there. I planted them. You see them a little bit everywhere. This peony is starting to look sad, but I will trim it up so the foliage looks pretty. These roses are really going. Got some yellow roses now. That plant always struggles to survive, but it always blooms. These alliums are still going at it. Got to clean up after the storm, moving the mulch. Salvia. We planted one about that color in here last year, and it didn't come back. We loved it, but it only lasted a season. The grapevine. He's gonna need some assistance to go up to the ladder up there. It's hanging down, but I kind of think that's fun. Look at this hollyhock. Is that not amazing? Beautiful. See, gotta continue to figure out why this mulch is washing away. We tried to get it to go down that area. It's coming from underneath the fence. So there's Irish back there. I think some of these, we're not sure, are zinnias getting really tall. I think that those are zinnias. Hello, Misties. This wisteria is blooming. I know this is the American variety, so it's not as prolific, but it's not supposed to be invasive. It's so pretty. And it's reached the ladder. These roses are so pretty. These are blooming before these, but these are starting to come out. I love the different stages of them. Nothing like a bowl of freshly cut mint on the patio table. I'm a bit excited. I have broccoli head. I've never grown broccoli before. This is the extent so far of our vegetable garden. I need something that doesn't grow out of this cage because otherwise the squirrels get it. And I absolutely love tomatoes. I only got a couple tomato plants, but got some broccoli in here. Put one of the cabbage over there. There's tons of cabbage around the house, and I forget what that is over there. Apparently that's a green bell pepper. That's exciting. And only 2 tomato plants for now, so I can monitor them. But the broccoli's so fun. Look how big they're getting. So I saw someone online sharing that you can take these alliums, and these are some of the smaller ones, and you clip them off when they're done blooming, and you spray paint them, and they're actually hollow on the bottom, and you can stick something up them to stick back in the ground. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not. So see, here's the alliums I'm cutting back a little bit, and the wild sweet William. I wanted just to show people what I do in my gardening. I forget to share a lot. But see, here's one that remains, so I just clip these off. You'll see how I'm clipping them down for the wild. And then that little patch will stay kind of green. It's mixing in with the lily of the valley nicely. But it looks nice. I like the wild sweet William. One of my favorite plants. And then this is New England aster. And it gets so tall it doesn't need to be in this bed. But I decided to cut it back to see what it does, to see if, I left some of them, to see if it'll bloom shorter if I cut it back. And this is bee balm, and goodness is it beginning to spread. Look at that on the bottom. But I just did the same with it. I want to know, it gets way too tall. It's like not even close to blooming yet. So I cut them back in the middle. Just to test them to see if they'll bloom later and shorter if they're cut back. So sometimes my gardening is just playing. So while I was trying to cut back the New England aster, the sticks, I was breaking them off, and this one just came right out from underneath the ground and has a new growth on it. And I said, hey, perfect time to transplant it to some place that can handle the height a little better. So happy you just stuck it in there underneath this little bike. So hey, once that gets established in a few years, it'll be great. This from the storm, we had a little waterfall here, and so we discovered that the clematis, which is new, the roots were exposed because it had all been washed away. So we just put some bricks behind there and put some more dirt in it. And I do have some new blooms, and it is growing. Back there is a lot of cabbage. So I decided that the bee balm that was so tall needed to be divided anyway, because I don't like it in that spot. And this with the tall fence would be great for it. So we're planting it back here. Some of it. This is the tall phlox I absolutely love, and it doesn't spread very prolific, but that's why I'm always hesitant to separate it. But I'm going to go ahead because I want some of it in that new bed that we planted last year. Just sticking a trowel down, separating some of it. I hate doing that, but it's the best way to spread it. Got more of it than I wanted, but that's how it came out. But it's healthy and should transplant well. And so this patch can grow larger again. The aster right among these grape hyacinths and the little daffodils, because they're going to die back and there's going to be nothing here. So similarly, we have some tulips and other bulbs here. And so we decided to plant them near them so they'll die back and the tall phlox will take over. Does anybody ever do without a tub, an old wash tub, carried around everywhere as I'm weeding? Pansies, they're looking so pretty. I was reading, I understand you can actually put them in food. The only way to get mulch down in here is just to throw it in and shake it off. But this is what happens to the yard ornaments. So those white bars up there, took one and stuck it in here to pull and hold the peony forward. Now the peony looks all new because I found all sorts of weeds in there. Couldn't weed and mulch. I love how the garden just takes on its own as things are necessary. Dizzy. So this triangular evergreen bush, we have never ever trimmed it. It's been here quite a few years. So on a whim, we decided to trim it. Lopped off some of the top. It's not the best trim job, but hey, I think it looks good and the mulch looks good. Hubby said he preferred it to be a tree than a bush. I wanted a bush. He wants a tree, so he started making it a tree. And this bed is always the hardest to mulch, so we're glad the weeding and mulching is done. Pretty soon we'll be able to call it patio party opening date and go sit on the patio. So the idea is that you saw the water go on out that way, and I think it skipped the wall and went out this way. So we've kind of put plastic stuff in by the wall there, and we widened this area to try to help it. But I think it's coming through there and skipping over the wall, so we might need to get some stones or something higher right in there to see if we could keep it from skipping the plastic. It only happens during a torrential rain though. Rather excited. We finally finished the mulching. Doesn't it look fabulous? Now we can just do regular maintenance. Put the pot off the table. It's filling up with rainwater. Just looks fabulous. All weeded. And back here, Just beautiful. Happy, happy. I think we can have our official patio party opening where we don't have to work too much and we can just enjoy it the rest of the year, do a little maintenance here and there, move things around, make them look pretty. She's been sitting there all day.